Alright, this video I'm going to talk about anger and fighting and achieving a high level in which to go beyond anger into a state of no mind, being in the present moment. This video is inspired by somebody who sent me a message asking me whether or not having anger in a fight is the best way to train and the most realistic way. Alright, so having anger in a fight is a lower level. It's more a natural instinction way of people to respond when they haven't been trained. So yes, of course it is easier to go with that natural instinctive response for the untrained person, because when people are in situations of danger, they're gonna have a lot of fear inside, and that is natural for a lot of people out there that are untrained. So this fear becomes expressed in different ways, and anger is one of these ways of expression. When there's a lot of inner fear, people can express anger as a way to cope with this fear. But that is a very low level. That is not a master. That is not someone who has reached a high level of training. Just like most people cannot make it to the Olympics. The people that make it to the Olympics are a very small percentage of the population. Most people can't make it. So to compare an Olympic athlete to a regular citizen, it's nothing to even compare. It's just incomparable. So if you're going to be a martial artist and you want to train to be great, you don't want to make yourself feel that just training your way how everybody would naturally respond is the way. That is not the way. The way is something beyond that, something beyond anger. A state of no mind. If there's a state of no mind, that is the highest state. And yes, of course, that is not easily achievable, but that is the ideal, and you should strive for the ideal. Otherwise, if you don't even strive for it and you're just stuck at the bottom, which is the regular, you're not going to be a great martial artist. You're not going to be extremely proficient. It's like a person that's overweight and he sees somebody that has a six-pack and says, oh, it's too much work to do it, so I'll just stay the way I am. Of course, that's easier to stay the way you are. And of course, it's going to be harder to reach to the level where you're having a six-pack, eight-pack, washboard abs, whatever. It's going to take hard work. So same concept with this thing about anger and fighting. Beginners are going to get angry when they fight, or when they're put in situations of danger and they have fear. They're going to get angry. So that is just how normal people respond. But if you're highly trained and you reach a state of no mind, there's no anger, there's no thought, there is just the present moment. And if you look at anything, just be a witness to yourself and see how you are when you are angry. You'll see that your breath becomes really shallow. You start breathing, breathing very, very fast, like panting. Your energy is lost. Your energy is dissipated like tenfold because of your breath. So you waste an enormous amount of energy when you're angry. So when you're angry, there's no way that you're going to perform to the best that you possibly can. Like a swimmer, Olympic swimmer. Is he angry when he swims? He just swims. If he's angry when he swims, he's not going to be able to swim his best. A basketball player, someone as great as Michael Jordan, he is going to channel his energies and perform. He's not angry when he plays basketball. The people that get very angry when they play, they might do flagrant fouls, they might elbow people, push people. That is not they're not performing to the best that they can. When you're talking about anger, that's an extreme. Now, if somebody gives you energy, somebody hits you hard, and then you basically get hit hard, and then you basically use that energy to want to defend yourself and to prevent that from happening and stop the situation as soon as possible, that's fine. But to get angry, you're not going to be able to perform to your best. It's basically going to dissipate your energy. Now, say you're going into the gym to work out, and you're all relaxed. You listen to one way to see what I'm talking about. If you're going to the gym to work out and you're listening to peaceful music. So if you listen to peaceful music and you're at the gym, it may be hard to get that energy to work out hard, because if you listen to something that's relaxing, you may feel like sleeping, or you just don't have that extra energy. But if you listen to some heavy music, something where there's more energy, you may get more energy from within yourself to work out harder. But that has nothing to do with anger. Doesn't mean you're working out angry. You just have more energy inside, and that's something good. So basically, anger is not energy. Anger is just like going over, and where you're wasting energy. So what you got to learn to do is to direct your energies in the proper way, so that you utilize it in the best way, not wasting it. Alright, so for example, situations of danger. What are some situations of danger where your life is on the line? Imagine if you're in the plane, and say you're the pilot, and then there's something wrong, and it seems like the plane is going to crash. Now, if you are untrained pilot and you don't know how to fly the plane, then you will probably get very fearful and you'll panic. Okay, but if you've been flying planes for a long time, you know what you're doing, then you will control that fear. You will not even have fear, and then you basically just respond, just react to your training. You wouldn't, getting angry will not help the situation. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to make the plane fly. You just have to react and respond in your training, the way that you train in order to survive. Say you get thrown in the deep water. If you don't know how to swim, you might have fear, you might panic, you'll waste all your energy, and you might drown and die. But if you've been swimming for many years, somebody throws you in the water, you just swim. You don't get angry. Getting angry is not going to help the situation. It's not going to make you survive. So with fighting, if you train hard, you know how to fight, you're experienced in fighting, you're trained, you're confident. When somebody fights with you, you don't have fear, you don't have anger, you just respond how you naturally would respond through your training. There's nothing serious about it. There's nothing where it's a big deal. It's just, you just express yourself, and through that expression you're in the moment, and then you increase your chances of survival. And basically that is the highest state, just being in the moment and just looking at the situation. Is not danger. It's just, you're just responding, you're just expressing. Alright, and ultimately fear and anger will boil down to the fear of death. If you liberate yourself from the fear of death, and you see that there's no such thing as death, that we are all just a part of the whole, then there is nothing to get angry or fearful about. You simply just express. It is an art, and you achieve a meditative mind state, a state of no mind.